transfer news, and we are back again with some interesting story to cover for you today after an interesting first games that were played yesterday and the day before yesterday. Saturday and Sunday we had some interesting games of the Premier League, which continues even today. So as we'll be watching Chelsea playing with Bournemouth, at the same time there's Wolves versus Sheffield. So there are some interesting games yet to come yet, but to now we are not talking about the football games. We are actually covering the transfer news and things that is happening. So before we go anywhere far, guys, do us a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, and don't forget to subscribe into this channel if you are new, because we do videos every day. We never miss up anything. There's always live streams to talk about football. So if you are into football, into that thing, so you always do that. Click the subscribe button because you don't want to miss any other videos that we're gonna put out there, as we'll be talking about any other football things that happens. So what is happening today in the transfer news? We have interesting news. First, it's coming from Manchester United. It seems like there are talks with Manchester United. They're talking with the Real Madrid over the signing of Reguilón. I think you've been watching the news, you've been hearing all the changes and whatever that has been happening. So the story is saying this. Let me just make you read the story before I switch on. So you can talk to me, guys, via comments, and I'll be switching on the Skype calls very soon, so that if you're interested in talking about anything you want to say in terms of the transfer, it'll be easy for you. So there's the breaking news. It's not actually the breaking news. It came up an hour ago. That's a Manchester United and the Real Madrid talks over a 25 million euro transfer for Sergio Reguilón from have intensified in the last few hours. That is MARCA that is reporting. So in other words, this is just telling you that something is actually happening now in terms of Reguilón and Manchester United. Remember, all this transfer time, all this spare we have spent, Manchester United have been chasing after only one single player for such a long time, and seems like it has failed, because as much as they've tried, it doesn't seem like it's going to happen anywhere. There are actually news that came out that Manchester United are actually dropping out of the Jadon Sancho race. They are moving on to other people who are interested. So I just switched on right now, guys, and as we wait, the Skype calls are opening up right now. You can find the link down below if you want to talk about something. You'll be connected with the Football Connect. So let's continue talking about the transfer news as we've been doing. Let me see something first before I leave here. Yes, it is where it's active, guys. The link is down in the description. If you want to talk about if you agree with some of the news that I'm going to cover, you can always hit us up. Or if you want to talk like the normal way, we can always continue in terms of using comments like we do, just trying things out here. So whatever you do always works for us, and we'll keep improving, guys. So that's what is happening, as you're hearing that Reguilón and United might be something that can actually happen so soon, or it's actually like a match made in heaven. It seems like Real Madrid are ready and set to send the player away, because I don't think he will ever play for Real Madrid anymore, or it doesn't seem like there will be a chance. He was always on loan on Sevilla last season, and this season it seems like he's actually now looking for a serious move, so that he can actually go to a club where he settled down as a regular player, not only going to loans and changing like what other people. A lot of youngsters had that. So I think United will be so good, because they need at least somebody who can take over the jersey of Lindelof. So we have to wait and see what happens in that. So if you want to talk about us, or if you have something that you want to say in terms of this transfer, please do us a favor. You can always send us a comment, or you can always call us on the Skype line, so that we hear you talking about this thing. It's active right now, and it's just waiting for you guys to be there. So let me hear what you want to say. But even though it doesn't mean we'll stop talking about other transfer news that are there. So we move on to the other news. They're saying that Edinson Cavani, the Edinson Cavani, the free agent who was in PSG, the player who lost favor in terms of the people he was playing with, he lost favor. So now he's looking for another chapter or another challenge somewhere else. So he has been talking with Benfica, and it seems like he has actually decided that he wants to go to none other than Barcelona. He actually called Barcelona that's where he wants his services to go. That's what is yet to be believed. Let's read what was said. So Edinson Cavani has called the FC Barcelona to offer them his services. The Uruguayan has been a free agent since June and has seen talks with Benfica break down twice in the recent weeks. So he was in talks with the Benfica, and it seems like both parties could not reach to an agreement. So what is happening here is that he's going to move on to other clubs that he feels like his service can be utilized and can be used. And with Barcelona about to lose Luis Suarez, that is actually the best time for him to actually move to Barcelona. So you tell me what you think about this, guys. How do you see that happening, or do you see it as a joke or as a hoax or whatever you think? Do you see this happening? Edinson Cavani moving to Barcelona as their new gunman or the new striker? I'm just waiting for your comments here, guys. You can always tell me if you agree or not. But also there are other comments, other transfer news to cover. Don't forget there is a link in the description if you want to say something. Skype calls are open right now to hear your thoughts, and at the same time you can always leave the comment down there below. We will do by all means to actually read and answer whatever you want to say. So as we move on, the other news is coming from Manchester United, and they're saying Manchester United have accepted. It's not actually coming from Manchester United, it's coming out from Gazette de Sport. They're saying Manchester United will accept a 11 million euro offer from AS Roma for Chris Smalling. So if you have been keeping stories about this, or if you are a Manchester United fan, you know that Chris Smalling has not been playing for the club for the past like last season. He was in Roma in a loan where he has been offering his services, and it has been going so well for the player. He actually was playing for a team where he felt like he was needed, and I think the type of football that is played in Italy, it's not as aggressive or as demanding as the one in Premier League. So he actually found a place. He was playing so well, and he became one of their regulars that now Roma were keen on keeping the defender in their club. But we didn't know what was going to happen, because it had to come with Manchester United actually agreeing on the contract and letting him go. So it has not yet been reached, but Gazette in Italy, I think it's an Italian sport, is believing that Manchester United will accept 11 million euro for the services of the defender to move elsewhere, which is Roma in this case. So we'll wait and see on the developments of the story or whatever that might come, but that's the information we have for you right now. It seems like the talks between Roma and United are actually materializing into something tangible according to the rumors we have right now. So you keep watching, guys. We'll keep giving you each and every update on whatever that changes, but at the moment you can keep that, and let's see where we move on from. So in other news that are being circulating in terms of the transfers, as you can see, there are quite a lot of news right now. They're saying that Manchester United, so like I was making a joke before I read this, Manchester United has been so interested in one player for the past, like, let me just say, for the past 2 months. They wanted Jadon Sancho, and Dortmund made it easy, but made it hardly easy for them to get the player. They were given a time span that if they don't sign him from this to the 10th of August, they were gonna shut everything down and they were gonna focus on other things. And they had been told that the evaluation of the player should be around, was it 108 million euro or something? That's where it was. So in terms of the developments and everything that happened, it seems like it wasn't actually impossible for this due to actually happen. But now, as you are hearing now, they are now looking for other options. We were told yesterday that they were interested in bringing Gareth Bale. Like, for the past 2 days, the transfer news of Manchester United is the one that has been hitting up in terms of my videos or the live streams that I've been doing. Manchester United interested in this. Yesterday it was Gareth Bale. Today they are focusing on a different player, and it's a Croatian player who has been playing in Bayern Munich, if I'm sure, who won the Champions League with Bayern Munich, as you can see him lifting on the trophy there. So that's saying that Manchester United are showing interest in the Inter forward Ivan Perisic, as they look to find Jadon Sancho's alternatives. So like Gareth Bale, Ivan Perisic is also one player who wants to be used as an alternative for Jadon Sancho. As we now know that the deal for Jadon Sancho, we definitely, as we knew that it had failed, but United and United fans just refused to accept that situation. They kept on hoping and hoping, but now we have come to a point where we can actually agree and give you information that the deal has actually failed. That's why they're looking for alternatives that who can actually play the role that Jadon Sancho was supposed to play. So, like, I'm thinking, let me hear what you think, guys. Do you think he's actually a good player for United or what? At the same time, can he be the right player also, like I said with what's his name, with Gareth Bale yesterday? Can he actually be the suitable player who can actually be a replacement for a target you also wanted for more than 2 months to, like, for his service to be offered in your club? Can he be a suitable replacement for Jadon Sancho? I still have to wait and see on that. But even though that's the information we're being told, guys, we have to wait and see how the developments of the story progress and whatever that is going to happen from this situation. But even Perisic seems like could be also heading to United, like Gareth Bale and like Reguilón. So, like, all these things has happened that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did it against all odds that he finished in top 4, coming from number 10, was it last season? He finished in number 4. So he did so well with the team after signing Bruno Fernandes, who was the game changer, if I can say, for the team. So he is hoping and is asking the United board to actually repay him for what he has done for the club, for what he has actually put on the line for the club. He's saying that, give me what I need to use so that I can actually achieve more with this club. Just to thank me for the services of making you guys to reach to the point you are at. So we have to wait and see on the developments, guys. But that's the information we have. We'll keep looking at whatever that happens. Who's gonna be the signing that they will do to replace the failed deal of Jadon Sancho? We'll see what happens. But that's the information we have. Let me see if there's other news that we need to cover as well before we go out of here. Like, for example, it's not actually for example. So yesterday, it was a bad day for Jose Mourinho in the office. I was doing a watch along. You can check it out in terms of the reaction of each and every individual point where the game was being played. Talking about watch along, there's a watch along today, which is of the game of Chelsea versus Brighton. So don't miss that out. It's around 9 o'clock my time, but I'll set the reminder will be set so that you'll be able to know exactly what time it will be wherever you are. So what happened is this. Remember, I'm still talking. But before the game, I'm going to do a build-up, by the way, just to let you know. I'm going to do a build-up to the game, talking about what we are expecting from Chelsea and whatever that they're going to offer us. And also talking about what we are expecting from Brighton. I think it will be the debut game for Adam Lallana since joining Brighton from Liverpool last season. It's going to be interesting to see what happens, but we will talk about that when it comes. So like I was saying, Tottenham yesterday had a bad day in the office in terms of Jose Mourinho and all he had planned for the game. It seems like it didn't go so well for him in the office. So one of the things that happened, I think in the whole entire game, Harry Kane only had one chance, which was a header, which was wide, trying to go close to the goal, but he never had any chance that went close to goal. He was like he's there but not there. So yesterday, Jose Mourinho said some interesting news, which I'm going to talk about later on in the build-up show, what he called the Tottenham players in terms of the papers that were hitting out in terms of how they performed yesterday. So it seems like he's looking for a backup or maybe somebody who can actually come and overtake Kane in terms of the services at the club, and he's looking at none other than the former Liverpool player who's currently who's currently a Southampton player, and he has been offering the services there. So 2 hours ago, Tottenham Hotspurs have turned their attention to signing Danny Ings from Southampton, as Jose Mourinho admits the club are desperate to sign a striker. So as much as Harry Kane, we have loved him, as much as the Tottenham fans love Harry Kane, it seemed like from the game of yesterday and what we saw, it seemed like there was actually nothing literally he offered yesterday. Or maybe you might say that there were some moments where they didn't give him the ball, like where we know he might score, but it felt like he wasn't really in the game. So now what we're hearing is that they're looking on signing Danny Ings as the striker who's going to offer services for Hurricane. So your thoughts is what we are waiting for here, guys. We want to hear what you think will actually happen, but we'll keep a closer look on this issue and in this incident, and we'll keep you updated with whatever developments that is going to come. So let's just wait and see what happens. But do you think Danny Ings will be a good fit for Mourinho? I don't know. Because yesterday Mourinho lost his first game. I remember I said we'll talk about these things exactly in the game. So let me check. Don't forget, guys, to put your comments down in the comment section. At the same time, if you want to actually talk with Skype calls are open. You can actually talk to us, and the whole world will hear your thoughts, your views in terms of whatever that is happening in the transfer world. Especially United fans, we are interested in hearing what you guys have to say about the Reguilón situation. Do you see him as a Manchester United player very soon? At the same time, who do you think you're going to sign between Gareth Bale and Ivan Perisic as alternatives to Jadon Sancho deal that failed like in August 10 August, but we tried to act like it was still then until last week for you guys, just to make you happy. But let's hear from you guys. What do you think? The other news is coming from Bayern Munich, the Champions League winners, the current holders of the Champions League, which is Bayern Munich. They're saying one of their defenders, David Alba's agent Pini Zahavi, wants the defender to become Bayern Munich's highest paid player, and even demanding 20 million agent fee. Wow, that is a lot. 20 million agent's fee. How much would that he be getting from Bayern Munich? He's not even like the best player in the team. But we'll wait and see what happened in the development of the story. But the other news that has been hitting also, Chelsea, as it has been so, what a good transfer for Chelsea this season. I have to say, I need to say this. It has been an amazing transfer season for Chelsea, and it seems like it's not stopping there. They still continue after bringing 7 players. An 8th player could be joining them very soon. In fact, the player is actually joining them very soon, because it seems like it's something. There's a latest development that has happened. So let me read that after maybe taking a recess from the water, because my mouth gets dry a little bit, guys. That's why I drink a lot of water. Edouard Mendy's 23 million euro, 20 million pound move to Chelsea is almost done after the Rennes goalkeeper completed his medical in the West London over the weekend. So it means during this weekend, when the Premier League started, the keeper was actually completing his medicals as the Chelsea new goalkeeper, who is going to replace the highest goalkeeper. Is that the way to say it? The highest or the most expensive goalkeeper right now we have in the Premier League. In fact, in the whole world, the highest goalkeeper, who's Kepa Abalaga, or whatever you say. Chelsea fans, you correct me there. But it seems like they've gotten the youngster, the keeper Mendy, who's coming from Rennes. There is really high rated. And it seems like Frank Lampard needs him to offer him his services, because last season we can all agree Kepa was just too much. Tottenham Hotspurs, again, we are back. We are still in London, playing around Tottenham and Chelsea. Tottenham wants to sign Alexander Saud, but their hopes depends on ending his 2-year loan at Trabzon. The striker currently belongs to Crystal Palace, but the Turkish club have an obligation to buy if he plays 50% of their matches this season. So we have to wait and see on how that develop. At the same time, what I was telling you guys, Manchester United are ready to walk away from a summer deal for Jadon Sancho, and have made an inquiry over alternatives forwards such as Gareth Bale, Douglas Costa, and Ivan Perisic. So that's the information we're telling you. So it seems like Gareth Bale and Ivan Perisic are the players that they're really looking at as the replacement of that. But at the same time, Aston Villa, FC and Lyon have reached an agreement over 20 million euro due over the transfer of Bato Traore. So it seems like we're gonna be having another Traore in the Premier League again. At the same time, Dundee Wolves manager Nuno Espirito Santos have signed a 3-year deal with Wolverhampton. We have been hearing about this deal for such a long time now, but we are now actually happy that it has been signed. At the end of the day, we'll wait and see what happens. And this one we talked about it, that Aston Villa are ready to take the keeper, the Arsenal keeper who was a backup to Leno, who's actually moving. So at the moment, guys, looking at what we are reading here, it seems like those are the transfer news that we have, but we still have to check if there are any other new stuff. At the same time, Barcelona still wasting time interested in Salah. We have to see the developments of that. But as well, if you want to say something before we go anyway, I think I need to show you this. Done deal. Danis Ojo and Joe Bryan have signed a new contract at Fulham until 2022 and 2023 respectively. Fulham official confirms, as you see, celebrating when they were promoted to the Premier League. So guys, I think we've actually covered all the transfer news that we had, but we'll be back again around 4 o'clock my time, which I'll be setting a reminder for that as well. 4 o'clock. I think I'm gonna make it around 5 o'clock. Let me just say 5 o'clock, guys. We'll be back again talking about the transfer news and all the not exactly transfer news, talking about the build up as we look on to the next games that are gonna be played today. The first game, which is going to be Wolves versus Sheffield United, is gonna be an interesting game. A lot of players who are debuting in that game. I won't be like doing a watch along for that game, but the next game that comes after this one, which is Chelsea versus Brighton, which is a big game. We'll be doing a watch along for that. But you guys don't forget to help us by clicking like, by subscribing to this channel, and by sharing these videos, so that we keep doing these things and making our videos better in terms of quality and stuff like that. It helps us. But thank you very much for watching if you're there. And the Skype calls are closing right now. I'll open them again later on the build-up shot, so that I can hear your thoughts in terms of the games that will be coming, guys. But anywhere else, this has been your host Sam, and this has been the transfers segment. I think I should call that the transfer segment, and this has been the Football Connect. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll meet you again